Zeal is the active expressions of one's overflowing faith, and it is one's response to the calling or mission set upon oneself by God.
Zeal for service is the desire to be of greater service, to have compassion and commitment to serve and help the community in need and aiming for self-improvement.
To attain a heart of service, you must first build up to the confidence to put people's needs before your own.
Our interviewee is the perfect example for someone who has a zeal for service. Lara has taken part in various organizations and student government positions throughout the years. She was the former executive treasurer in 10th grade at the University of St. LaSalle Integrated School, Bacolod City, president of the FAM 2016, former president of the Girl Scouts of the Philippines USLS, and the chief Girl Scout medalist. She is the two-time Michin Marie recipient, a delegate of the 2019 Asia Model United Nations, and is now the Legislative Assembly representative at DLSU FAST 2019. Lara embodies the zeal for service and has a loving for serving others through and through.
Hey Lara, good afternoon. We have some questions for you about zeal and service. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we start? Okay, so for the first question, can you please tell us about the Michin Marie Award? How does it feel being a two-time recipient of this award?
So for me, the Michin Marie Award is the perfect example, the perfect example and embodiment of what zeal for service really means. And with that being said, zeal for service, it talks about how you're able to live out your passion when it comes to service. And with the Michin Marie Award, it shows how an ordinary people do ordinary things extraordinarily well. And with that, I believe the Michin Marie Award showed me how it means to become a Lasallian baby. The Michin Marie Award also is dedicated to one of the brothers, Brother Michin Marie, who also dedicated his life and service when it comes to educating children and the marginalized people during the time of De La Salle.
Oh, okay, so now we have some basic background about that. So, okay, thank you for that. Okay, so for the second question that we prepared, the question is, what experience or encounter gave you the passion and commitment to serve and help people?
Ever since before I started my journey in service through Girl Scouts of the Philippines. I've been a Girl Scout maybe more than half of my life. Wow. Since I was in grade 2, I was already Girl Scout. So from Twinkler Scouts to Star Scouts to Junior Girl Scouts, Senior Girl Scouts, and then finally Cadet Girl Scouts. All these stages actually made me and molded me to the person that I am today. Through Girl Scout, it showed me not only to be prepared in a lot of things, but also to give back to the community. With that being said, there was one time we have this Chief Girl Scout Medal scheme. It talks about, it shows and how you could practice your service to other people. And I really chose the part where I could educate people, since education is my advocacy, and not just education but quality education, since I really wanted to close the gaps, educational gaps, since yun nga, makikita natin ngayon in the Philippines na it's not enough to give free education to people, but then we have to give them the right venues, the right classrooms, the right materials that should be needed to close these educational gaps. And I believe that during those times when I was conducting Saturday classes to children, it made me realize how important it is that every people should contribute to the society as well. And aside from being a Girl Scout, it molded me to become somehow like a student teacher. But aside from that, I went beyond to being a Girl Scout. I also became a vice principal in a Saturday school. So, makikita na it doesn't just constrain yourself in one area, but you could do a multifaceted perspective on how you could help children and on how you could practice your advocacy. And then, that's my advocacy, education.
So, at a young age, you've really started to grow as an individual. And you've been in this journey for so long. And I guess you've been molded well.
Me din kasi, I believe it's not enough yung mga natutunan ko, sa mga extracurricular activities ko, but also being a Lasallian for more than 10 years of my life. Or yeah.
Basically, your life.
Yeah, basically my whole student life. I've been a LaSallian. And then yun nga, how the LaSalle schools taught me to not only embody the spirit of faith, but also zeal for service and community mission.
Yeah.
So, yun. I'm really thankful for LaSalle, and yeah. Kung wala sa LaSalle, walang education, and I'm not here siguro.
Yeah, and well, being a LaSalle for 10 years, and look, up until now, you're still one of those LaSallians that you've mentioned. So, okay, we prepared one last question for you. This question is, what did you see or what pushed you to serve the people and commit your service to the people of the community?
For me, when you come to ask me that question, who pushed me or who motivated me to do all of these things, it would probably be the current situation we are facing right now. I'm the type of person who always reads the news talaga. I want to be, vigilant when it comes to whatever happening in this country, since I live here, and whatever is happening here, it also affects me. It also affects you guys. So for me, what pushes me is the current situation we're having right now. And as the person that I am, and as the person I was raised to be, I really want to become a catalyst of change.
Wow.
By saying this, it's how you could do those simple things na could make an impact to a lot of people. Yun nga, like Mitch and Marie, he did ordinary things.
Yeah,
He's an ordinary people, but he did all of these things extraordinarily well. And I believe everyone has that passion within them, and I believe also that everyone is capable to do a lot of these things, even though yun nga, in the simple ways, in the simplest ways that they could actually help change the world. Yeah.
Wow, so that was a long journey for you, I guess, and then you really did explain well what Zeal and service for us, and then I guess that's it. I mean, what else do you want to hear from you? I mean, you've explained everything. You've been in that journey for so long, half of your life. You've known that type of service, and it's really your passion. So I think.
Okay, can I just say something also?
Okay, go.
I really want everyone to actually, just kahit yung small acts of service, it goes beyond. Like for example, you just ride an LRT, MRT, and then how it gets so, ang daming pumapasok ng mga people. Ang daming pumapasok. Super congested. And then, when you see a person who needs it, just give us. And then, you'll get that fulfillment na at least once in my life siguro, or at least once a day, I get something fulfilling and something great na ginawa ko for that certain person. So, small acts and small kind of deeds is very important for a person to flourish its life.
It's a different feeling when you've accomplished something that you don't usually do, and then maybe I guess that kind of example goes to consideration for other people.
Yeah.
So, cut.